and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you like to go into your open bid procedure here?
Absolutely. In case you weren't aware, tonight is the bid opening for the Faust Road paving project 2024. Now is the time and place for that bid opening as advertised for 7 o'clock at the Board of Supervisors meeting, and it has been properly advertised, and bid specs have been prepared and been available to contractors. In front of me I have 3 sealed bids from 3 different contractors: CMS, Construction Master Services, Gorcon Inc., and Saxon Sons Inc. And at this time, I will open them and read them aloud. Okay, first bid I'm opening is from CMS, Construction Master Services. Oh, geez.
Get it later.
I'll get it. Come on. Thank you, sir. I try to keep it in favor here. Okay. Again, CMS Construction Master Services submitted a bid of $517,383.70. Again, $517,383.70. Next bid that was submitted by Gorcon Inc. Okay. Again, from Gorcon Inc. Gorcon Inc. submitted a bid in the amount of $629,952 even. Again, the bid submitted from Gorcon Inc. was for $629,952.00. The last bid that was submitted by Saxon Sons. Again, the bid submitted by Saxon Sons was submitted in the amount of $471,622.70. Again, bid submitted by Saxon Sons was submitted in the amount of $471,622.70. So, Bill should have a copy of the bidders list. We did open them. And at this point, I'm going to pass the bond information over to the township solicitor from the low bidder to take a look at the bond information. We did not receive any other bids, and we will complete the rest of the bid opening at its time on the agenda later in the meeting.
Okay. Do you need me to read that now?
Nope.
Okay, that's
Later
afterwards.
during the
Okay.
agenda. No problem.
Okay. Public comment? Any public comment? Yes, sir.
Frank Dorsey, next door. This is regarding the sign out front. You may have been at some of the meetings when this was being talked about and all. And at the time, the sign was to kind of be kept low key, not to be like Las Vegas Strip style as it seems to be now with the flashing speed limit sign and all. That was all agreed upon, and since that administration's left, it's gone to what it is now. So I'd just like to know where it's going to go.
This is the first complaint I've gotten about it. I've gotten multiple input the other way.
Well-
Everybody that's happy with it.
Well,
I can't speak to-
they're not living right beside it.
I understand that. I don't know what, the previous administration
Well, I'm
told you
sure it's
would or
in,
wouldn't
I'm
do.
sure it's in notes somewhere if you went
I'll
back.
definitely look into
And
it.
if you talk, I know he was there, Ron, Sean, and we're all here when that was all brought up. And I'm sure there's people in the audience here that remembers it.
Sure. What I can tell you is I'll look into it, see what was written up about it, and then we'll move forward with it there. But in the future, when we make public comments, just state your name, where you're from, and step to the podium, please. I forgot to say it today. I apologize. But I'll get back with Mr. Darcy. Anybody else?
Yes, Dave Hoffman from Colonial Road. Sort of have a little bit of a concern. Concerns Fagley'sville Road in Colonial. If you're coming off of Swamp Pike, you go to make that left-hand turn. You can't see until you're almost in the other lane, halfway in the other lane before you can see anything. Now, I talked to the state. According to the state, all I get's to run around. Unless somebody's killed there, or unless there's more accidents, they said there's nothing, they can't justify.
Okay.
I said, well, I'm trying to prevent accidents, and they said, well, doesn't matter.
Sure.
So that's my concern.
Where it's coming on there, is that a private residence there on the corner? Is that where the issue is?
No, it's actually township. I'd like to have a stop sign put on the township property on the other corner when you come over the bridge. That side of the road there is township property.
Okay.
And I'd actually like to see a stop sign put there.
Okay.
But according to the state,
Yeah, they're not willing to do
they're
that.
not willing to do it unless it's justified.
Okay.
And to them, justifying is either an accident or somebody getting killed there.
Sure. Definitely look into it, that's for sure.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Mr.
Thanks.
Hoffman. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
George Jones, I just have Clover Lane. I just have a couple of questions regarding the Faust Road project. Number one, there's two segments that need to be done on Faust. One is from Big Road down to Little Road, and then, or no, not Little Road, but to the bottom of Socotto Creek. And then the other part is after Little Road down to Southford Station Road, I believe. The bids that you're taking tonight, do they take in both segments?
Correct.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Yes.
And then the other thing I wanted to ask, I think I brought it up a couple of meetings ago, that we should review the specs that we're sending out to the different contractors to make sure that everything's up to
Yep.
date.
I'm glad you brought that up. I did send these specs over to the township solicitor, and she had no comments.
Okay.
Looked okay.
Yeah, I was just curious if there was any changes or any revisions that needed to be made.
No, the only comments that we had a comment from the municipal services rep about how things were bid, because his concern from a reimbursement standpoint, it wasn't bid PennDOT style. There's a lot of things that leave the municipality vulnerable, in my opinion, if you bid it true PennDOT style, hence the $700 toilet seat that you've heard. And that. So when we bid things a certain way, it is often to protect the municipality from overages, surcharges, things like that. We unclassify rock excavation. All the liability then goes on to the contractor. There's other things we put it out as a lump sum. He didn't like that. Well, liquid fuels is what they're reimbursing for, as long as we've got enough that's done PennDOT style that we can reimburse those items, liquid fuel style. We're covered, and the other stuff is done in such a way and to protect the township.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any other public comments? All right. Approved meeting minutes for June 5th, 2024 and June 12th, 2024. Lisa, I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes for June 5th and June 12th, 2024.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. And reports. Did you want to read the treasurer's report, Mr. Walizer?
All right, our treasury report is largely similar to last month. The detailed copy is hanging out in the hallway for public examination at any time, including several past months as well. General highlights for our treasurer's report for this month is that our total revenue collections are less than 2023 by $105,367. We want to keep an eye on that just because we are seeing, a lower revenue number than we were expecting at this point in the year. And that could just be an economic driver at this point in the year, but it is something to be aware of and that we want to keep track of. The other thing I wanted to highlight in her report is that our expenditures are at approximately 28.63% of the approved budget for this year. We are using cash basis accounting here, so our budget is a little skewed because the ARPA funds are in our budget because we are doing cash basis. So that number is a little smaller than it actually is. What it means in the real world is that we're running at this point, about 6 months into the year, about $200,000 under budget, which is roughly about half of where the ARPA funds are that are going to be utilized for the Faust Road project. In essence, I wanted to highlight it because essentially we are under budget so far for the year. So we do have a little bit of breathing room with the decrease in revenues. So those are the highlights from the treasurer's report. The next report I have up is the bills list. Bills list for this month is in the total of $85,010.25. The bills are to pay, legal fees for our solicitor. It's to pay our engineer and LTL consultants for the work they've been doing on Fast Road. It's for our payroll. It's for insurance. It's for other expenses that we incur to conduct the business of the township. I would ask the board, pass a motion to approve that bills list.
Okay. I make a motion to approve the bills list at $85,010.25 to be paid, so we do not incur any interest or penalties.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Let's do emergency services for the reports. Emergency services. Oh, from the fire department.
Fire company's here, I just.
Oh, there, I'm sorry,
First.
can I
That's all right.
see?
No problem. All right, Lieutenant, Fire Chief. Calls for the month, we had 16 calls this month, total man hours was 4 hours and 28 minutes. Total for the year, we have 91 calls for the year. We have a total of 48 hours and 16 minutes. Volunteer time, so far with all the fundraisers we had, like the flea market down at Green Lane, we did very well there. We gave kids fire truck rides, everything went well. We did pretty good money-wise down there. Worked out pretty good. But total hours for the volunteer time is 2,791 hours so far this year. Training, we sent 5 people to Swiftwater Rescue. They were in the Schuylkill River. They went to the Bordertown Pool. It was an all-weekend event. There was 5 people that attended that. We have one young gentleman. He just finished up as vehicle rescue technician, so he's certified. And then we have 2 people moving forward with Firefighter 1 certifications. They're halfway through their program. They just completed first segment, so they're moving on. Other items, we have an Eagle Scout project that's taking place at the firehouse. The project is to put the siren back in service. So He painted it all up, got it all ready. We're only gonna run at certain times of the day. It won't be at night, so everybody can sleep. And then, I'd just like to bring up the Goshen Hopping Festival will be coming up, so hopefully everybody participates and comes out and sees everybody. We'll be parking cars there and be taking care of security in the evenings. And the other thing is, I'd like to really thank the road crew for all the work they did, removing brush and what have you up at the firehouse. They did a really nice job, so I just wanted to pass along. They did a great job. All right, that's it.
Total ambulance calls for the month were 26 calls, 15 of those were at Frederick Living. Their totals for the year are 114 calls.
Are you reading from the road? I believe you are. Let me do it for you. Go ahead. And the monthly total was 42, year-to-date is 181. The monthly calls for Frederick Living was 18 of those, and year-to-date for Frederick Living was 80. I guess that was the month prior.
That was the month prior, sorry.
Miller Environmental,
No violations to report at the plants, they're running good. At Ivy Ridge, I replaced the 4-inch valve on the digester that was busted. It basically firmed over the winter, and I had tried to epoxy it to nurse it along, but it was time. And at Perkiomen Crossing, I installed a new blower. I'll have to get another one. They're old, I think they're from, could be the original blowers, so they're old. And the 2 mixers for the anoxicons, right now I have pumps in there to keep it mixed. So they're gonna have to be sent out. Chances are I'll just have to get new ones. Because they're made in Sweden, and by the time you gotta put a new motor on, it's just cheaper to buy a new one. If you want, I can get a price, I'll get a price before I would move.
Yeah, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
when I read your report, I saw you were doing all kinds of greasing and replacing.
Yeah, oh yeah, the normal maintenance, weekly, grease every blowers and check everything.
Yeah, I was looking at it. Okay. Let's see. Water sewer, public works report. Public works, this here, a copy of this will be posted in a hallway. Road crew's been hard at work outside doing township guardrails, replaning, putting some reflectivity on there. Did some equipment repair with the John Deere 340K, did some bucket hydraulic line replacement in-house, did some work on the F750, completed all the service, oils and filters, saving us a good deal of money here doing it in-house. So we appreciate those guys. Civil engineers report.
Okay. LTL has updated the engineers report for the month of July. Not much to update other than the fact that the last item on there is the Faust Road project that we opened earlier today. It is a separate line item on the agenda, and we'll discuss that in a little bit more detail when it comes up.
Coming up, okay. Building inspector zoning report. What we got here?
We had 7 permits over the month of June. And then we continue to make progress with the issues that we've been dealing with the solicitor. And we're going to be working with a couple of new solutions to those as well, to give remedy to those solutions. That report is also posted in the hallway as well.
Okay. Planning commission report.
Last month's meeting, we moved forward on ordinance 2024-02, which will change residential zoning mostly in the R60 district. It's on your agenda for approval tonight. And if you approve it, it'll move forward to the county planning commission board for their approval, and it'll get kicked back to us.
Okay. All right, perfect. I appreciate that, Bob. Central Perkiomen Valley Regional Planning Commission, any update from them? I'm not even sure that they met, right? Okay. Parks and Rec Board?
We've been working on Community Day. That will be on Saturday, September 28th. Park Board, as well as several volunteers, have been helping with getting all that together and reaching out to vendors, makers for the farmers market, and craft makers. We also have been working on movie night along with Lower Frederick Township. That'll be either Saturday, September 7th or September 14th. We're just waiting on availability of the movie equipment, and that'll be at Spring Mountain, the lower lot. We've got a Victory Bank is sponsoring that, and we got for $800, and we also have another sponsor of $250 for that. So it should cover most of the costs for the movie rental and equipment. And that's all I have right now.
Okay, thanks, Kevin. Let's see. Moving on, business before the board. Let's see if I can do this. Tonight we're going to accept the resignation of Supervisor Sean Frisco. He had given his resignation on June 11th. So tonight I'm going to make a motion to accept Mr. Frisco's resignation. Lisa.
Sorry, I had you on mute.
Like my wife. Hey, go ahead. I'm used to it.
That's right. I second that motion. Sorry about that.
That's all right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Yeah. So at this time, I'd like to announce an opening on the Board of Supervisors here. So I'm going to call to have applicants go ahead and send your information at info@upperfrederick.org. We're going to set a deadline of July 31st for acceptance of applications, and we'll move forward with a public tribunal. All right. Planning Commission, we got a few applicants here. Mr. Chrisman, Miss Lisa, have you had a chance to review these?
No, I did not. I'm sorry. Was that part of the packet I was emailed?
It was.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay.
I can pull it up. Were you having each of them present?
No, they're here. I read over their forms here, and I figured we would go ahead and make an appointment this evening. We can make it at the next one. It doesn't matter.
I don't see that I have forms though in my email.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll do this at the next meeting then. How's that?
That's fine with me. I feel bad though, but I don't have the applicant.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Who are the candidates?
Mr. Chrisman, Paul Chrisman, and Mr.